I'm Mick, and this is Sally. Together we've been caravanning Australia since the 1980s, and more recently we started to put the videos together just to show you some of what we see out there. There's a lot to see in Australia, and we hope you enjoy what we have here to show you. You can follow us on our trips via the following social media platforms. If you like the following video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. For something that's more suited to the purpose that we want, we've had our standard Holden Colorado tub and the ARB canopy that we had fitted when we bought the vehicle new. We've had that removed, and we've had an aluminium canopy built and fitted to the vehicle. After a bit of an extended wait while things were being done with the canopy, it was pick-up day and a bit of an inspection with Brenton here, and we were soon on our way home to start thinking about the internal fit-outs of it all. With the time that it was taking to get the canopy built, it gave us plenty of time up our sleeve to get all our bits and pieces ready for the fit-out when it did arrive, so it was a matter of cutting out our boards and putting everything down onto the board and tracing out where we wanted to do it and pre-drill the boards and proceed from there. Once the boards were all cut out and pre-drilled and putting the carpet on, then it was a matter of just bolting everything onto the boards and starting the very big task of wiring everything up. And to make it much easier for myself, I put both boards in situ as they would be in the front wall or the back of the canopy, and wired them up side by side so all my wiring looms worked out to be the correct length. Once that was done, it was just a matter of transferring the boards into their mounting position on the front wall of the internal side of the canopy, laying some carpet out on the floor and cutting that all to shape as it needed to sit down. And the floor area where the battery and the compressor was to be mounted was all set up and ready to go. When we ordered it, it was a matter of looking at the options that we could have it built with and choose from there, and the time frame that was going to be there to have it built and fitted to the vehicle, I can't quite recall now. It did extend out quite a bit, and that was due to COVID and other sicknesses. Now all of the fit out I've done myself, so we'll open it up and have a look in on the left hand side to start with. Everything is made for what we want, and as seen earlier on, the two batteries and the air compressors here with the air compressor outlet here. All the electrical work is for what we want, and I can sit all my rechargeable items here, and for the drone and the cameras and electric chainsaw, the drills, whatever I need to charge, and I've got the power outlet there if it's 240 volt that I want. Otherwise 12 volt outlets, and the fridge is on a slide as shown earlier on. It was on a drop down slide, a MSA drop down slide, but that wanted to hit there, so that wasn't very good at all. From the roof we suspended the 12 volt oven, and we've got a medium size overhead tray here, rack, call it what you like, and they fit in quite well and they serve the purpose for what we want. The kitchen unit there with the pull out, very handy for sitting anything in the way of photographic work as well as the kitchen, and then there's a storage area there as well. Hopefully I can get enough light in here to show you what we've got here, but we've got the DC-DC charger here. That's a Red Arc, that's a 1225 amp charger, and that'll do the two lithium batteries quite well. It's rated for them. Over here we've got 12 volt outlet and a USB outlet, and as well as that we've got the two sets of units there for the USB-C chargers and an interior light. Now, every circuit on the 12 volt side has got its own separate fuse, so they're all resettable fuses, so I'm not looking for replacement fuses should one trip out. And those down there, they're all done through the ignition, and they are replaceable fuses unfortunately, but that's the way it is. And the fridge, got the fridge switch there. Now we've got hardcore lights up on the door each side, and they're up along here, strip lights. They're quite neat and tidy, and they'll change to the yellow for the insect light, so they're quite good. But the thing that I didn't really like on them to a certain extent, they've got their controller here to change the brilliance of the light, as well as changing over from a white light to an orange light. And when the power is to the unit, I'm not sure whether it'll pick it up or not, but there, it's got the indicator light on there, so that's a current draw all the time. But what I did, rather than try and come in here and feel for that, even if I mounted it over here on the side somewhere, I put the unit there, because we're not going to control the lights very much as far as brilliance and change of colour goes. So I fitted a light switch down on the side, so it's just a matter in the dark. If it is dark, you can come in, open the canopy door and flick the light on, and away you go. And Victron Bluetooth monitor for the batteries, so I can keep an eye on what's happening with the batteries. And that one there, that's the remote control for the Renogy 2000 watt inverter that's mounted on the other side. The outlet for the ARB air compressor that's inside the battery box there, that's the outlet there, and the switch. And on the side up here is the cabling for the fridge. Now, rather than have it pulling down and dropping down and getting caught, I just put a eye bolt there and attached it that way, so when the fridge comes out, if I can do it, it supports the cable in the upward position, and it doesn't allow the cable to get caught. I did have a cable caddy on the other fridge on the MSA drop down, but it wasn't going to be suitable there, because unfortunately with the height of this fridge and the way that I've got it mounted, if I want to take the basket out and give the inside of the fridge a good clean, I've actually got to move the fridge on the slide a couple of inches so it'll lift up high enough on the door to get the basket out. But never mind, you can't have everything. Now the 12 volt oven, we've used this one already, and oh, that works a treat. That's a great thing to have one of them. Heating up meals, so you got meals ready to eat when you get on the road. The division walls are all 7mm ply, and there's one each side. And there we are with that kitchen unit that I showed you earlier on. On the back, somewhere near the kitchen, is a 240 volt twin outlet, and a USB and a 12 volt cigarette outlet as well, if we want to charge anything and leave it sitting on here. Just so for whenever night time, or when it's a little bit dark and I've got batteries and whatever I want to charge here, I've put an interior light up there just to show a bit of light without putting the big ones on the door. Now we'll open up the driver's side, and this side we've left all open for storage mainly. On the driver's side there's a spare Anderson plug there, and the same thing again with the hardcore light switch. I've mounted it there with the controllers, and alongside that is a switch that will do the lights up on the door, and all the resettable circuit breakers for the power underneath the 2000 watt Renogy pure sine wave inverter. And over on here, oh, if I can get in there, I've actually got a spare Anderson and a 12 volt cigarette lighter outlet, because I put that one there for the second fridge, which we've actually got in here now because we've been using it with both fridges at the moment. And it is my intention, I've got the slide to put on the floor and to put the fridge on, and then I'm hoping that on top of that slide I can mount a cradle that when the fridge isn't in, I take that cradle off and I can allow the generator to sit on the fridge slide if we're going to carry a generator at times. And then with the cradle above, I can sit my tub with my spare toilet cassette for the caravan in. So less weight, I guess, in a lot of ways, but the generator, we do struggle with the GCM, the gross combination mass, when we've got the caravan hooked up. So whether we're going to carry the generator all the time, I don't know. Unfortunately, it was some time ago up the other side of Alice Springs that our solar panels failed and we left our generator home. So we had to go out and buy another generator because it was going to be weeks before anyone could look at them, which was unfortunate. On the back, we've left it open like this so we can put our luggage and storage area, whatever we want. Our main objective of getting the Canopy and replacing the Holden tub and the ARB Canopy wasn't so we could carry more room or have more room to carry more gear, I should say. It was more so there to allow us to spread out and just maximise what room we did have, so we weren't trying to work on top of everything. The locks on the Canopy doors, they're all connected to the central door locking system of the vehicle, and they've got these nice covers over it so it keeps everything away from the mechanisms and falling down and jamming them. You do still need to be careful to make sure that you can allow these to swing, but the majority of it well protected with those covers. Now on the back we have I think it's a 1.5 metre, don't quote me on that, I didn't bring my tape measure to recheck it, but it's quite long. It's a full length trundle drawer. I don't know whether it'd be 1.5 metres, but it's certainly a long one, and we can get quite a bit of gear in here. As we've only just sort of finished the fit out inside the Canopy, we're still trying to work out exactly where we're going to carry everything and the best location. But obviously, as far as the trundle drawer goes, we've got the folding table. We need somewhere big and flat that we can cart that, so it's ideal in here. And we've got our wood barbecue here, and underneath is a folding stool so Sally can see inside the fridge if she wants to ever go in there. Most times it'll be me that will get gear out of that because I'm always around, I guess. And then we've got the step here that we put on the tyre so we can get up onto the roof rack, because it is quite a struggle to get up there now on this one compared to the other one, but it's something that I'll get used to, I think. On the back of the unit, we've got a camping light, LED strip light that we use there for when we're camping. That's the intention of that one. Nothing worse than being out in the middle of a desert somewhere and having no light. And I can't work out for the life of me whether it's because it's a light commercial vehicle, no third brake light, so I've fitted a third brake light for my own personal benefit, I think. Now with a standard Colorado Holden tub, the diesel fuel filler is in behind a lockable door, so now that they've used the existing filler and put it on the front of the Canopy, I no longer have it locked away so people can access my fuel filler. So I've purchased a new cap. It's a lockable cap, but they're telling me you can only get them in yellow, so if anyone knows of any lockable diesel fuel caps that you can buy for different vehicles, and it's black or grey, anything but yellow, because yellow stands out too much, then can you please leave a comment down below where you can buy them, and I'll certainly go and get one from there. But there's the fuel filler there as it sits on the side of the vehicle, so it does need to be a lockable cap. Now what we did do, we had our Rhino Pioneer rack taken off our other ARB Canopy, and they fitted this one up on here, and I'm quite pleased with the way that came up. Once I'm standing up on the tyre like I am now, I've got easy access, but the tyre step itself, of course, is a little bit lower than this, so got to be very, very careful when we get up to put anything up on here. The two lithium batteries, they're two 100 amp lithium batteries in the back, and besides the DC-DC charger, they're fed by the 150 watt solar panel mounted above the roof of the cab on the main body of the ute. Now for the solar panel feed into the Canopy itself, I've got two Anderson plugs under that cover there, one straight up to the solar panel up here, and the other one is for an unregulated solar blanket, a 200 watt solar blanket that we carry, and I can plug that one straight in there, and then the Red Arc DC-DC charger inside will look after the regulation of that power going into the batteries. On the back of the vehicle there is an Anderson plug. It's not mounted in its home position yet because I'm still waiting on some other gear to come before I do mount that up, but that comes directly from the batteries inside the Canopy, and I can connect that to my lithium batteries in the caravan and double the capacity of the caravan. Obviously I can't have the strong current draw coming from these batteries in the Canopy, but it will trickle feed and boost and share the charge between all batteries. With the solar panels on the caravan and the 150 watt fixed one on the Colorado with the Canopy and the 200 watt solar blanket, it gives me a total charging capacity of, let me have a look here, 910 watts to keep my 400 amps of, total 400 amps of lithium fully charged. And we also have two underbody toolboxes fitted to the underside of the tray, one each side behind the rear wheel. I didn't want to mount the ARB compressor in one of these underbody toolboxes. I've heard too many of them being drowned. Not that I expect to go in water of that depth, but you just never know. Now with the weights of the vehicle as it stands at the moment, it was all within weight limits, and with the caravan hooked on the back, well, that changes the back axle weight, so just to be safe on it, the vehicle has just gone through a GVM upgrade, and that'll all be approved of over the next couple of coming weeks down at Regency Park. Now, as mentioned before, we had the Canopy made by a firm down in Wingfield, and they trade as AAA Engineering. And would I have another one built by them? At this stage, I'd say I definitely would. They're only small business, so they rely on other people to do some of their work, like the painting and so on. So the time frame for the build, and you know, a lot of that comes into COVID and so on, did extend out to many more weeks than what we thought. And once the Canopy was ready to go on, it was finished being manufactured, it had to be painted up. So we had to take the vehicle down. They indicated it could be 2 weeks for all that to occur, for it to be painted and fitted to the vehicle and the central locking and so on all wired up. So I guess he gets electricians to come in to do the central locking and the wiring, etc. But that possible 2 weeks, I think, went out to 4. I'm not sure, it might have even been 5 weeks, but that's all due to COVID and sickness, so I'm not going to blame them for that. I think that's happening with a lot of businesses now. It takes so long to get a lot of things done. But would I recommend the Canopy to anyone? At this stage, for the build and what was done to it for us, that exceeds all our expectations. And to be able to recommend one, to say, yeah, look, it's definitely good, I think you need to have it on the vehicle for many kilometres, you know, 40, 50,000 kilometres to see whether it's going to shake apart, but I don't think it will. So yes, if I was to buy another one on my knowledge of this one so far, I wouldn't hesitate. Well, there we have it, that's the Canopy, so happy trails. If you like the video that you just watched, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of our videos, click on the subscribe button, and once you've done that, change the bell notification to all. That way every time that we do uploads to our YouTube channel, you'll be notified.